In this paper, we present Human Implicit Tissues, HIT, a method that takes a human body surface as input and predicts the 3D distribution of the tissues inside. The creation of personalized anatomical digital twins is important in the fields of medicine, computer graphics, sports science, and biomechanics. Yet the creation of digital humans is time-consuming, involving manual effort and expensive medical devices such as MRI or CT scanners. HIT addresses the new problem of automatically predicting where fat, muscle, and long bones are inside a given body by solely observing the body surface. We define an implicit representation of the internal body structures and formulate the problem as a volumetric multi-tissue classification problem. Given a 3D point in space and a 3D body surface, defined by its simple model parameters, beta and theta, HIT predicts each tissue class. In HIT, we consider the following tissues: the subcutaneous adipose tissue, or SAT, which is the fat under the skin, the lean tissue, or LT, which includes the muscles and organs, and the bone tissue, BT, which stands for the long bones. The prediction can also be empty, or E, which captures anatomic regions such as the lungs. To learn our classifier of internal tissues, we need segmented medical data. We use full-body MRI images of subjects lying on the stomach. We start by annotating the tissue masks on a small subset of subjects. From these annotations, we train a segmentation network that can faithfully segment bones in held-out images. We use this method to segment the MRI of 442 subjects. To correlate the occupancy of the tissues to the body shape, we need to model that body shape. Given an MRI, we start by extracting the contour point cloud. Then we optimize the simple model pose and shape parameters to fit this point cloud. Simple cannot model stomach compression, so we finish by optimizing the vertex positions to get a tight fit of the MRI contour. Note that we want the raw simple fit to have the proper body volume. To do so, we refine the raw simple fit to have the same body volume as the tight fit. Given a body shape, represented by the simple parameters beta and theta, we aim to predict the occupancy of the tissues inside using our implicit formulation. The tissue prediction depends both on the shape and pose of the subject, so we proceed in 2 steps. First, we unpose the data into a canonical space. Then, we learn to predict the occupancy of the tissues in this canonical space. To transform an MRI point to the canonical space, we proceed in 3 steps. First, we undo the stomach compression. Then we unpose the body, and finally, we undo the simple shape offsets. We will now detail those steps from right to left. Let's start with the de-shaping. We want to map a point in the shaped simple body, x beta, to the corresponding canonical point, xc. To achieve this, we train a de-shaping network B that learns to predict a displacement field d beta. To unpose a 3D point xp to the canonical space, we first learn to predict the skinning weights field W in Simple's canonical space. Then, we use a root-finding algorithm to find the root 3D point x beta. The skinning weights W of the query point are initialized to the closest simple vertex skinning weight and used to unpose xp to x beta. Then x beta is iteratively refined until the output posed point matches the initial query point. The imaged bodies suffer stomach compression due to the table contact. Thus, we learn a decompression network that warps the simple tight fit, like the mesh on the left, to the raw simple fits on the right. We effectively learn a volumetric displacement field, generalizing the observed surface deformation. Note that the compression depends on the pose. Learning in the unposed space lets us learn a compression field that applies in the posed space but is agnostic to the pose. Our method enables learning the occupancy of each tissue in the canonical simple pose for various body shapes. Here we show the inferred tissue volumes when varying the first beta component of simple and the second component. Since we learn a skinning weight field inside the body, we can repose the inferred volume to any pose. Here we show the tissue volumes predicted by HIT for a simple sequence from a mass. We presented HIT, Human Implicit Tissues. Thank you for your attention.